Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, this video is all about the UK student visa application process. Before you apply for your student visa, you will need to book your accommodation. And when talking about student accommodation, there is one platform that I would totally recommend to everybody, which is Amber. So Amber is one of the largest student accommodation platforms. There are 3 simple steps to book: search, finalize, and book. So you will have to look for your property from thousands of options, send an inquiry by filling up a form, and booking executives will get back to you and also provide suggestions. Once you finalize a property, the booking executive will do everything, including the paperwork. Your experience is going to be completely hassle-free. Isn't that just great? So if you're still looking for student accommodation, you can book through Amber. You can go ahead and book through my link. It's the first link in the description box. Now coming back to the main topic of this video, the student visa application process. Before you start applying for your student visa, there are a lot of documents that you need to keep ready. This includes your TB certificate, your CAS letter, bank statements, and a couple of more documents. The CAS letter is like one of the most important documents that you will require for your visa application. You will receive your CAS letter after you have received your final unconditional offer letter from the university. As far as I know, different universities have different processes of giving the CAS letters. I am aware that some universities even conduct interviews before giving the CAS. This wasn't the case for me personally. At the University of Exeter, there's no interview for CAS, but basically they will send an email where you need to check all your details and even make corrections if necessary. So that is more like a final checking thing, just to ensure that all the information provided in your CAS letter is correct. So once you have checked the form and made corrections wherever required, you will send it back to them, and within a couple of days, maximum 5 days, you will get your CAS letter through email. Other than the CAS letter, you will also require your TB certificate. For this, you will require to get your TB test done. I have discussed the complete TB test process and my experience in a different video. You can go check that out somewhere over here, or you'll also find the link in the description. So go ahead and watch it. You will know everything in detail. So now comes the next part. It's the money, the finance part. So in order to apply for your student visa, you will need to provide evidence of your finances. So you will need to provide bank statements that show that you have enough money to cover your tuition fee as well as living costs while you're studying in UK. Now the living expense kind of differs depending on whether you're staying in London or outside London. If you're staying in London, it's a little more expensive than if you're staying outside London, but the total amount that you show at least has to be for 9 months. Something to keep in mind is that you need to have this amount, the total amount, in your bank account for at least 28 days. And from the end date of this 28 days period, you can apply for your visa within the next 31 days. And just to clarify, you do not need to freeze your bank account. You can keep using it, but you just have to ensure that your bank balance should never be less than the total amount you require to show for UK visa purpose. Some of the other documents that you will require are passport, your college mark sheets, your degree certificate or at least a provisional one, your IELTS certificate if required, your school mark sheets from class 10 and 12, any sort of national ID, your final offer letter from the university, proof of accommodation such as your tenancy agreement. You might also require your birth certificate as well as a consent letter from your parents if your parents are sponsoring your education. Otherwise, if it's from your own bank account, it's not required. One thing to keep in mind is that all the documents that you show should be in English. So if you have any of the documents in regional languages, you will need to get it translated. Now, once you have all of these documents with you, you can go ahead and apply for your student visa. There is actually an online form. You will need to create an account for yourself, and with that, you will get access to the main application form which you will need to fill to apply for your visa. So everything you provide should either be general things about yourself or information that you already have in your offer letter or CAS letter. After you finish filling the form, which is the first section, you go to the second section, which is the documents checklist. So this basically will include all the things, all the documents that you will be required to carry with you for your VFS Global appointment. Also, make sure that you take a printout of this document checklist. It's very important and you will require it as well. And after this, there is the declaration section. Once you move ahead of the declaration section, you have to make payments. You will have to make payment twice. First for the IHS and second for the visa application. The fee kind of depends. For me, the IHS was around £650 and the visa application fee was around £350. The total was a little over £1,000 approximately. After you make the payment and finally submit the form, you will have to book an appointment at the VFS Global. There will be a section in the form itself that will direct you to the VFS website. Over there, you can create an account by providing your details and book a slot for your appointment. So if you want to book your appointment really early, like closer to your application submission date, you can actually book it, but with a fee. If you want to book a free appointment, the dates are a little further from your submission date. So if you're in a hurry, you can actually avail the paid service. Also, you will be required to provide scanned documents for your appointment. For this, you can either scan the documents on your own and upload them. Otherwise, you can carry them with you. The officers at VFS Global will scan it for you for an additional charge. However, if you are scanning them and uploading them on your own, it's completely free. So that's definitely a better option. Just one thing to remember is that make sure you upload all the documents at least one day before your appointment day. For example, if my appointment is day after tomorrow, I will upload all the documents by today itself. I will not leave it for tomorrow. There are a lot of services offered at VFS that you can opt for with additional payment while booking your appointment. So on the main day, just carry all the documents, show the documents to them, do the biometrics, submit your passport, and that's it. There is nothing else to do. You just have to wait until you get your visa. Please don't ask me how long it's going to take to get the visa. I have no idea. It really depends from one person to another. You will notice instances where people will apply after you and receive the visa before you. So I have no idea what it depends on, but just don't worry, you will get it. The general time frame that they've mentioned in the UK government website is 3 weeks, but it can be more than that. By the way, if you have any idea about how long it's going to take, please let me know. I really need to know. A lot of people often have doubts whether or not you will be called for an interview. Now, see, the interview thing really depends. It's not for everybody. There is something called a credibility interview that I'm aware of, but it's not for everybody. If the visa official have certain doubts and they need to clarify anything regarding your application, that's when they may call you for an interview, but it's not for all. So you don't have to be with the mindset that you will be called for an interview, but you may be called. So that was pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in this video. I really hope that you found this video helpful. Wishing you all the best for your visa application. Hope it goes well. Hope you receive your visa real soon. Just wanted to let you all know I've already made videos about the UK application process, how I received a full scholarship, my TB test experience, my IELTS exam, and a lot more. So go ahead and check those out. Thank you once again, and I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.